Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And this is part 9 of the State of the Saints podcast Draft Prospect Edition. Now, on this edition, we're going to be talking about a quarterback that a lot of people in Louisiana and the SEC know about, and his name is Jake Fromm. Now, we know that Jake Fromm is out of Georgia. Well, if you don't know, he's out of Georgia. And he's one of those quarterbacks, I got to say, has flew under the radar. You hear a lot of other quarterbacks being mentioned. I did a video on Jordan Love out of Utah State. Of course, we got Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion with LSU. I mean, you can hear about Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. I mean, you hear about all these other guys, but nobody's really talking about Jake Fromm. And I did a little research on him. I mean, I didn't have to do much because, I watched a lot of Jake Fromm, especially, rooting for LSU and watching SEC football. So I got an opportunity to really just look at him and evaluate him over the course of time. According to some scouting reports, they say that Jake Fromm is the most ready quarterback that is coming into the draft. He's more pro-ready than Joe Burrow. He's more pro-ready than Justin Herbert. He's more pro-ready than even Jordan Love. He's more pro-ready than all those quarterbacks. So the question is, why isn't he going to be a top number one pick or a top pick in the draft? Well, let me just say this about Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm, in a lot of ways, reminds me of a young Drew Brees. I mean, he does. He reminds me of a very young Drew Brees. Drew Brees played the same exact way as Jake Fromm. He was all about timing and anticipation, throwing the ball all over the place. Can make all the throws, was accurate. But at the same time, Drew Brees is a person that's going out here trying to scramble, trying to, make people miss or anything like that when a pocket breaks down. And I think that's one of the main reasons why nobody's really talking about Jake Fromm. And the question, I guess, on everybody's mind is, would he be a good fit for the New Orleans Saints? And surprisingly, I might shock a lot of people. I'm going to say yes, he would. The way that the Saints play football, the way that, he's all about timing and anticipation and getting the ball out on time, and how he can, manipulate the defense with his eyes, and the lack of mobility. Oh, yes, absolutely. I think that he would be a great fit for the New Orleans Saints because he plays the same exact way as Drew Brees. I don't think he is accurate as Drew Brees, but he has all the makings to be, a guy that's similar to Drew Brees. He doesn't have the arm strength. I mean, he can get the ball down the field, but sometimes they come out as little wobbly ducks, so to speak. But he can't get the ball down the field. I think he's a smart football player. I think sometimes, he makes bad decisions, but that's the fact that he's just young. I think that he will fit well with the New Orleans Saints, but do I feel like the Saints are going to draft him? Absolutely not. No, I don't think the Saints are going to draft him. Look, I think we all can understand where the league is going. We know that the league is transitioning into, a playmaking quarterback type league. It's not just about you throwing the ball on time. It's not about you just, standing strong in the pocket. You got all these new hybrid athletic defensive ends that can get to the quarterback in less than 3 seconds. If 3 seconds or less, so to speak. You got to count on the quarterback to be able to make some plays with his feet, man, because sometimes even the best offensive lineman can get beat. And these defensive ends, they get paid a lot of money to sack those quarterbacks. So I think that you need a mobile quarterback that can get around sometimes. I'm not saying he got to be out here like Lamar Jackson, like, the first sign of a blitz or the first sign of, pocket breaking down, I'm out this thing. But you do need to be able to extend plays. You do need to be able to, extend plays, maybe roll out of the pocket, give your wide receivers a chance to break off their route so they can, maybe come back to the football and make a play. And that's what the quarterbacks of today have to do. And I feel like Jake Fromm is like a throwback type quarterback, the quarterback that most people are, kind of getting away from. But I feel like he will get drafted by somebody. I think that he will be a suitable starter in the league down the line. I don't think that he's going to be a superstar or anything like that. I'll be highly surprised if that happened. But on a scale of 1 to 10, do I feel the Saints are going to draft Jake Fromm? I'm going to have to put this at a 5 because, I mean, honestly, I mean, you never know. You never know what's going on in a front office, in a war room on draft day. He might be high on their board. You never know. I can see him fitting in with the Saints, but the way that the Saints are trying to make that transition from, possibly having a quarterback that can run out the pocket and extend plays like Taysom Hill, I don't see them trying to take steps back and getting somebody that's kind of similar to a Drew Brees type and Jake Fromm. But I would like to hear from you. What do you think about Jake Fromm? What do you think about him being a quarterback? Do you think there's a possibility that the New Orleans Saints can indeed draft Jake Fromm? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search the State of the Saints podcast. Also, State of the Game podcast available on YouTube as well. youtube.com. Search State of the Game. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?